Welcome back to Success Cells. This video will be a bit longer than the last two and introduces formulas and the formula bar. This is where we start to get into the oomph of Excel. But first, I just wanted to mention something that I didn't cover in the last two videos of the series. And after thinking about it, I believe I just made an assumption that you would know how to select a cell, but it's possible you don't. So let's cover that quickly before we move on. A lot of times we say selected cell, sometimes I even say chosen cell or cells. You select a cell by using your mouse. Point to a cell and then click on it. That's the most basic way to select a cell. When a cell is selected, you see it slightly highlighted with this shadow box around it. You can select multiple cells at once by pressing the mouse button on the first cell you want and keeping it pressed until all the cells you want are highlighted this way. Practice selecting so you feel comfortable with it. There are other ways to do this too, but I'm showing you the easiest way to do things as you begin. And I want to focus on showing you what you can do, not necessarily all the ways you can do it, at least not right now. That can get pretty overwhelming. Now let's take a look at the small area under the ribbon, but just above the worksheet. A lot of times people just glaze past it, but it's actually super important in Excel, or like we say in Rhode Island, wicked important. This is called the formula bar. The formula bar is used to create formulas, as well as edit and view what's in a cell. Let's look at a couple of examples here. This is just a short grocery list. When I click on cell A1, the formula bar shows what's in the selected cell. Grocery list. That's easy. The same goes for cells A3 and A4. The formula bar displays the numbers that are in the cells. But let's look at B5. This one has a formula. I know this because when I select it, the formula bar displays something starting with the equal sign, not the number we see here on the spreadsheet below. All formulas start with an equal sign. If you don't remember anything else from this video, just remember that, so I'll repeat it. All formulas start with an equal sign. When you type an equal sign in a cell as the first digit in a cell, you're basically letting Excel know you want it to do something, and sometimes more than one thing. This can be adding some cells, like we see here, or averaging a list, but some formulas can also be used on words. We'll cover a bunch of formulas in a later video. I'll add the link to the description below here once it's uploaded on the channel. This cell B5 contains an addition formula. It says equal, alerting Excel to do something, right? B3 plus B4, meaning add cells B3 and B4 together. Whatever is in those two cells, Excel will add them. Let's look closer. Right below in B7, I'm going to type almost the same thing, B3 plus B4. But this time I'm not putting the equal sign at the beginning. See what Excel does? Absolutely nothing other than just display what I put in there. Without the equal sign at the beginning, Excel knows I'm not asking it to do anything. You can start a formula in a cell by clicking on it and typing the equal sign, or by clicking the function box here. Either one is like tapping Excel on the shoulder and saying, hey, do something. When you're done entering a formula, you can hit the Enter key on the keyboard or click this checkbox here. Either one tells Excel you're done. So if you're new to formulas, open up an Excel worksheet and just play around a little bit. Put some numbers in and see if you can add, subtract, maybe even get fancy and multiply some stuff. In the next video, Excel Basics Part 4, we practice everything covered in Parts 1 through 3, and we explore formulas a bit further. Stick with it, because that's where the fun really begins.